Good morning. I'm here today for a TNC podcast with Sarah Hughes, who is part of our GLAD team at GÉANT, and she's hosting a session at TNC this year, which sounds fascinating. It's called Developing Leaders for Uncertain Times. So we're definitely in uncertain times. Tell us how you're going to develop the leaders for it, Sarah.
Morning, Carl. Great question. Um, so the session is really based on the understanding that we've been living in uncertain times for such a long time, and they seem to be getting even more uncertain. So we wanted to look at what sort of skills leaders need in order to deal with the uncertain times we're in. So during the session, we'll be looking at that uncertainty, looking at the skills that leaders need to navigate it. And then at the end, we'll be talking about some different ways in which we're developing leaders. For example, we are looking to launch a GÉANT management and leadership development program for our community in 2026. So that will be one of the ways, but there'll be others too.
Great. And of course, one of the big issues that many leaders have is that they can be so tied up and focused on the short-term team goals that they have and so forth, that this wider strategic viewpoint is very hard to find time for. Are you going to be helping them develop techniques for looking at that longer term view?
Absolutely. So on GÉANT's in-house leadership development program, which I designed a couple of years ago and have rolled out, we've recently run a session on strategic thinking, and we used the PESTLE model that many listeners may be familiar with as a way of looking at what is happening in the environment around us. So looking at political changes, um, and some of the shifts that are happening at the government level that impact funding, for example, the economic changes, risks of global downturn, social changes, challenge of recruiting good people. And then, of course, technology is a massive one, generative AI, quantum, and the list goes on. But one of the skills that we're trying to develop is that ability to look around, really make sense of what's going on in the world around us, and then interpret how is that likely to affect us. In the session, we're going to start with a futurist from Surf, a lady called Gul, who will be coming to tell us a bit about what she sees ahead for the future, which I'm very much looking forward to.
Indeed, and of course, one of the big challenges that NRENs and the GÉANT and the whole community have is that we work to multi-year projects and so forth. Yet some of these changes can be very, very rapid. And how do we match those two things together, where we have a multi-year goal and objective, but the world we're in is changing rapidly, and that's going to be a big issue, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Yes, there's that need both to have a clear sense of our desired future direction and also to be able to be flexible as the world changes around us. And that's quite a tough balancing act, particularly when day-to-day leaders are just pulled into the immediate firefighting and problems that arise. So we're very much aware of leaders needing to look ahead and see what's coming.
Absolutely, and they need to make time to do that. And I sincerely hope that they will make time to come to your session, which is on Wednesday. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yeah. Wednesday morning, 11 o'clock in the founders room. So we would love to see anyone who's interested in these topics. You don't have to be a leader yourself. You could be somebody who's an aspiring leader. You might be someone who's in a sort of people development role, really open to all who are interested. We'll have a mix of speakers from the front presenting ideas and also a bit of time for interactivity. We do want to hear from the audience of what they're facing and how they're trying to develop leaders for uncertain times.
Quite, and as you say, leadership for an organisations like ours in our community doesn't just come from the top. It needs people from around the entire organization, be they technical, non-technical, or whatever, to understand the world we're working in and to help us structure our businesses and our ways of working to meet the new challenges ahead of us. So it sounds like a very exciting session, and I think it's going to yeah, I think it's going to be a really fun one to be along and see what's going on there. So I look forward to it myself. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's that leaders are not just those with a title at the top of the organization, that all of us can lead at whatever level we're at. Um, and actually, the more uncertain times are, the more we need to pull on the expertise from around all areas of the organization. So it is very much a holistic thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I look forward to that as well. So it's going to be a really interesting session. Thank you very much, Sarah. I've got lots and lots of questions, but we don't want to take steal all your thunder from next week. So I shall see you next week about it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Carl. Bye.